Am I the asshole for continuing to sleep nude despite my neighbors being able to see into my bedroom?
And this reminds me of your birthday party last year.
Oh my God.
I feel like I'm going to have the same reaction to that story as the OP's story.
So, I'm a 28-year-old dude, and I have been living in my house for a few years now. One of the main reasons I chose this place was because my bedroom faced east, allowing me to wake up in the morning sunlight. Most mornings I wake up before my alarm goes off just because the sunlight coming through the window wakes me up. There used to be a tree line that provided a natural barrier between my house and any potential neighbors, so I never saw the need for curtains or blinds, along with they are expensive as hell for the nice ones. Recently, my neighborhood expanded, and most of the tree line my bedroom was facing was cut down to build new houses. So boom. Then there's this house built right across from mine, and their window has a clear view into my bedroom. I've always been comfortable sleeping nude, and it wasn't an issue when there were no neighbors around. But not long after the people moved in, the father from the house came over to my house and pretty much told me to stop being nude in front of my windows since his family can see inside my bedroom. He wasn't nice about it, but he wasn't mean about it either. Just matter-of-factly, like he gave me an order and fully expected it to be done, like I was his kid or employee.
Nope.
I was somewhat surprised, but understood his concern, so I made an effort to be more mindful of my nudity when in view of the window. I stopped cleaning and making my bed before getting dressed. I'd hop out of bed and walk into my closet and at least put on shorts, then go about my morning chores. That being said, I still sleep nude, and I occasionally end up being visible to the neighbors for a brief moment after waking up. The father came over again, leading to an argument between us. I told him I was trying my best to be considerate, but there's only so much I can do, and that it's my house, and I'm not changing my lifestyle because they moved in. He threatened to call the police and said I was being a menace to the neighborhood, whatever the hell that means. So, am I the asshole for continuing to sleep nude even though my neighbors can see into my bedroom?
No, your neighbors can mind their own fucking business.
I know.
I just feel so strongly like, okay, I'm just gonna tell the other story now.
Okay.
So that these people can understand why I feel so strongly about this.
Yeah, this happened to us firsthand.
Happened firsthand. Kelly's birthday last year, we always just get a nice hotel in the city just to enjoy our time, like go about our business.
Just to do something special.
Different. Yeah, stay somewhere fun. Last year, we stayed at a hotel in Center City. This one also happened to have an event venue, like for weddings, parties, etc. We always get ready with our closest friends in the room, have some drinks, take pictures, and then go out to whatever it is that we're going to do. So last year, we were just dancing in the room. We were all ready to go, basically, had a few drinks, and there was a party downstairs in the courtyard at the venue of the hotel. Mind you, we were paying no attention to this. We were just dancing in our room, minding our own business. Mm-hmm. There's a knock on the door. The hotel security guard comes up. She goes, "Hi girls, we've gotten reports of flashing in the windows from the children's party downstairs."
I literally said back to her, I was like, "Oh yeah, I have my camera. We've been taking pictures," because I had a film camera that has a really bright flash. And she goes, "No, like flashing."
Like pulling up her shirt to suggest we are literally flashing this children's party. They're teenagers, like 10 through 15 years old.
I laughed out loud, which was probably disrespectful, but I thought it was funny that this was happening.
It was just absurd. Like, we were like, why would we be flashing your children?
Yeah. I laughed out loud and I was like, okay. And I was like, we are not doing that. And she was like, oh, well, some of the people said downstairs, because Erin hung a happy birthday banner in the window. And she goes, no, the people downstairs said it's the room with the happy birthday banner. And I literally said to her, I was like, okay, we did not do that, but I respect you. And I don't know how else to handle this. Like, what else do you need from me at this time? And she literally was like, she laughed too. Yeah. She was like a young girl, or not girl, young woman, but she kind of laughed too. And she was like, okay, just don't flash out the window. I was like, I won't.
We basically said, what do you want us to do about this? Yeah. Like, in a nice way. And she was like, well, I was going to handle this based on how you guys reacted to
that?
me.
I don't remember that
She was
part.
like, I was going to handle this based on how you guys reacted to me because I also wasn't sure how to handle this. But you're saying saying you didn't do it, so I'm not sure what to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And then in more or less words, we came to like, let's just close the curtain and go about our business.
Yeah.
What annoys me about the situation is that we weren't doing this. If we were just dancing in our windows and the moms of the little teenage boys were worried about like our skirts being too short while we were dancing or something, mind your own business. Like, don't complain to the hotel security. B, if anyone is actually looking at us, like say your kids are actually looking at us and that is genuinely your concern, tell them to stop looking in other people's windows.
I know.
That's on them. And C, I am paying for privacy in my own hotel room.
Yeah.
I am not paying to be the view or to hide myself from your birthday party that you chose to have at a hotel in a courtyard of all the rooms that light up when it's dark outside.
Yeah.
I understand that you're concerned about what your little teenage boys who are becoming men are seeing. Like, but that's on them.
Yeah.
Like, if it was, I mean, come on. Like, if it was a couple having sex in the window.
Yeah.
Are they going to complain and be like, that couple can't do that? Quite literally, the couple can do whatever they want in the privacy of their own room.
Or what if it was just people getting changed or just walking around naked? Like,
and the kids are like, oh my God, I see boobs. Like, you're allowed to, I'm paying to stay in a hotel room. I'm not doing it on the street.
I feel like that is one just horrible design from the hotel, because if you're going to have an event space in a courtyard that is surrounded by guest suites, like you should make those windows tinted at night. Yeah. You should have some sort of thing on the window so that it's not their responsibility to close the curtains, because TBH, when I stay in a hotel room that is not on like the first floor, I'm not expecting people to be able to see me through the windows. I feel like a lot of hotel rooms in cities have tinted windows or whatever they're called, like reflective windows.
Right. And when you pay, I mean, generally, whether you're on vacation in a city, in your own city, when you pay to stay at a hotel, you're also paying for the view. Yeah. And quite frankly, maybe the courtyard wasn't the best view, but it was a courtyard of a hotel. There's trees, flowers. It was the springtime. Like, I want to look out the window when I want to look out the window. Yeah. I'm not watching your children dance at their little children's party. They don't need to watch me dance at my adult party in my paid for hotel room.
It just is it's such a weird line, because yes, you're paying for privacy, but like I can also see the side of the people who paid for the party, because they're also trying to attain what they paid for, which is an event space for children. Yeah. So I'm like, I could see why that would be annoying. And if it was my children and I saw people doing adult things in the room and all the kids were looking, I would probably say something too. But would I expect them to stop, or would I think that they would have to stop when asked? Right. Not really. Like, I feel like you have to know that they're in their private hotel room. Like, you're allowed to do whatever they want.
And quite frankly, these were not 16-year-olds, or I'm sorry, these were not 6-year-olds. They were like young teenagers, tweens, whatever you want to call them, at this party. And if they were 6-year-olds, I could see you saying like, oh my gosh, like I don't want my little kid looking at that. You have tweens at this party. At some point, you have to address your teenage boy and say, don't watch women in their window.
I mean, I see that. I feel like it honestly doesn't even matter how old they were. Like, does that? Yeah, no.
I feel like it does, because teach your kid like, oh, please don't look at them, don't watch them. At some point, it has to fall on people to be like, oh, it's weird of me to look in another person's window.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying there.
Like at some point, they need to say that, and like maybe that's your first line. Like you say, oh, they are paying for privacy in their hotel room. Boys, mind your own business. And then if it continues and they're all gathering, pointing, looking, laughing, say something to the hotel. But if it's just like every now and then someone's looking up there, you say to your son or your son's best friend, like, stop it. That's not appropriate. Yeah. Period.
I do think it's on the hotel though, because they deserved a venue space that was suitable for that event, and everyone in the hotel guest suites deserved privacy in their guest suites. So I feel like it's the hotel's problem. Yeah. But the thing is, you're right. It's like, but is that a law? Like, if you were in a city and you just like rubbed your body naked on the windows every day and everyone in the apartment building next to you could see, like, is that illegal? Like, I don't know. It's not, but I know that girls in Philly have posted about that. Like, oh, my neighbors like are always naked. What can I do? And I'm like, honestly, like, I don't know. You really can't do anything.
And like, if you're like, for, you know, for the sake of the story that is being read, not for our story, if you don't want your family looking in my windows, you can just as well put up your own curtains and draw them closed during the day. If we had been quote unquote flashing out the window, security guard comes and says it needs to stop, and we're like, no, we paid for this hotel room, can they kick us out for being naked in our own hotel room?
See, I don't think so, but I think that you could argue that if you were up against the window facing a party, a reasonable adult could be like, you're doing that on purpose.
Yeah, that's true.
And then that would be public indecency at that point, because you're choosing to be in a window that can be seen by the public. I feel like it could be argued, but it could also be argued that we didn't even know there was a party out there.
Yeah, and it can be argued that we were in the privacy of our own room and we're allowed to walk around wearing whatever we want.
I feel like
it was quite literally what we were doing, but
it's like depending on the way you see it.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, back to OP and their story. No, you're not the asshole, just like we weren't the assholes.
Yeah, no, this is absurd. I think that the dad of the neighbor is ridiculous because he made the request and OP was straight up. He was for real. He's like, he wasn't nice about it, but he wasn't mean either.
Yeah.
He did seem demanding. Yeah. And OP literally listened. Yeah. He said that he doesn't do all the things that he should be able to do
in the privacy of his own home.
Clothes. He should be able to do whatever the frick he wants. Mm-hmm. But he's already changing his habits to appease his neighbors. And so if this guy is going to complain that his neighbor is out of bed nude for 10 seconds before you take off the blanket and walk to the closet, like you're so dramatic.
I think
be freaking for real.
Yeah, if you're that concerned about it, you can hang up your own curtains. They can be sheer. Like because if there's a sheer curtain in your own house, you're not seeing into someone else's window because it's just going to blur your vision. So it's not going to block them. I'm not saying you need blackout curtains, but you can hang up something sheer so that you're not looking directly out at your neighbor. And quite frankly, if this was me in my house, because, you know, for us in our story, it was one night at a hotel. If it was me in my own house that I had already lived in and someone was attacking me, like I'm calling the police, I would be like, do it, because I would like to know what actually can be done about this. Yeah. Because I am not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and if the police are going to come to me and say, oh, actually you are breaking a law and X, Y, and Z, okay, great, then I learned it. Yeah. However, until that moment happens, I really don't think OP's doing anything wrong.
No, I don't think he's doing anything wrong at all.
Guess what, neighbor? Mind your own business. Yeah. Tell your kids at some point in their lives, don't look into other people's windows. You're the peeping Tom.
Yeah. Agreed. No. Most of the comments were saying not the asshole, but people were saying suggestion would be installing a glass tint. You won't lose the sunlight, but your neighbors won't be able to see in. Easy solution. No blinds or curtains to install. You can still see out, but they can't see in. Totally. I don't think he needs to do that, but
he doesn't need to do anything, but it's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
But window tints do block out some sunlight. So it's like...
Yeah. Another one of the top comments, though, not the asshole. He can put up curtains to block his view of your house.
That's true. What she said.
I think the neighbor's crazy.
Yeah, mind your own beeswax, neighbor. OP, not the asshole. And you can come to our birthday parties next year.
Yes, nude.